What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Drone Camps channel. Today I have something kind of crazy here to show you. This is new from HGLRC. This is called the Forward F4 Mini flight controller, and it's called the FD F4 Mini flight controller. And what's so great about this, it's a 20 by 20 stack, as you guys have seen a lot on the channel. We put these on little micro whoops, and we also mostly put them on micro brushless size 100 and up. You can also put them on sub 100 millimeter frames. And you can put them on 5, 6, and 7-inch frames that accommodate 20 by 20. So this is special because you can run this from 2S all the way up to 6S. So if you want to run 6S on a whoop, you want to make a crazy 6S whoop, now is the time to do that. Or if you want to make any kind of 20 by 20 stack quad that you can run 6S on, this is the flight controller combo to do it with. HGLRC has been up in their game over the past couple years, and they always seem to come out with something that's just totally bonkers and totally crazy, and kind of blow everyone else out of the water with some of the specs. And they just have stuff that survives the way I fly, which is actually pretty damn good. So I like the fact that this comes ready with 45 amp ESCs. It has BLHeli32 on here, and it has the STM32, the MPU 6000 processor on there, and it says it's rated 2 to 6S right on the box. You've got 5V BEC at 3 amp. It supports SBus, PPM, and DMSX for you Spectrum guys, which is great. And it does say it has a constant current of 45 amp if you want. BLHeli32 firmware. And again, the 20 by 20 stack right here with the M2 nuts that are included. It also comes with standoffs and pretty much everything you need in this box outside a camera and a VTX in your quad frame, of course. But inside the box, you always get those awesome HGLRC Tyrannosaurus Rex stickers, which I like. I have some of those on my goggles. But what I first want to show you in this box, and this is great, look at this. They even have the date that it was manufactured on here, 3/14/2019. So this is pretty new off the press, and this is impressive. This is our 32-bit 45 amp ESC that we have here, and man, this is some nice architecture. I have to zoom into this for you and just show you the amount of micro soldering that we have going on here. We've got our harness up here. We're going to plug into your flight controller. It just goes up to your flight controller. Your positive and negative tab there for your battery leads coming off the back. These are your motor wire tabs for motors 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it actually is labeled. But you're going to put this on there with your, obviously with these two at the back. And it's going to go like onto your quad like this. Because you see 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would actually be flipped over like this. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 like it is in Betaflight. That is a really sharp looking piece of architecture right here. That's micro engineering right here. It's crazy how nice it looks. And I like that they have a QC passed on here. That makes me feel happy that maybe it was actually plugged in and tested before it was sent out. So I know that when I plug it in, it's not going to give me that smoke of death. That's a really sharp looking set of 4-in-1 ESCs. Look really nice. I see TX there and video in. And it looks like all this is going to be labeled inside the package. So let me show you the flight controller, and let's just do some macro zooming into that baby. And check out all these tabs, guys. This thing is loaded. It is fully loaded. They also have a new dual F7, dual gyro F7 that you guys have to check out as well. You got your USB port there. They have a full-size boot button, which I really like. You have to be careful with these because these have been known to break off. And it is on the outside right there, so, and it's facing toward the outside. So you always want to be extra careful with your USB port and your boot button there, that type of boot button. So I'll go ahead and give you a little closer look here. Got those 20 by 20 mounting points, and I'll just bring my 4K camera and zoom in a little bit closer so you can see all the way around this guy. Look at that. What a great camera we have now. We have battery plus down there, and I might even have to pull out the magnifying glass to see some of this. Okay, here we go. We have positive there for 5V, and it looks like camera control tab right next to there. And the next one over is camera, ground, 5 volt, and it looks like we have the S6 tab all the way over here. And we have on this bottom row down here, looks like we have battery positive, ground, SDA, STL, ground, 5 volt, 2 rows of 5 volt there, TX3, RX3, TX2, and S5 there. And on this next rail down, we have RSSI tab, great. RC, we have, looks like SV2, ground, 3.3 volt in case you're running Spectrum, RX1, TX6 all the way down at the bottom here, BB negative, we have 5 volt ground, LED into TX1. But isn't that a nice looking flight controller? I love that we have this new camera now and we can really get in close, because the screening on these boards that they're doing is really gotten a lot better in the last couple of years as well. So I can actually read things. And I'm not able to read it from where I'm sitting just looking down at this flight controller. I have to actually see it on my camera screen as I'm showing you guys this little guy. But this is amazing that this little tiny board right here handles 6S. It's got a nice thick PCB to it. All those chips. You've got your QR code on this side, which is super cool. It's nice of them to do that. I always like it when the companies provide QR code, because a lot of times you guys are looking for support. The only place to really find support is a channel like mine, or trying to get in contact with some of the Chinese companies. Can be kind of hard. We have capacitor here. This is going to clean up your video. You're going to solder that directly to the back battery terminal tabs along with your power leads, and you have 2 power leads, pretty thick gauge wire. We have the harness, which is going to plug into those 2 harnesses that I showed you for before, here and here. Pretty simple the way it goes together. And maybe we'll do a build coming up with one of these boards and show you how to fully outfit this board. But for now, I just wanted to give you a little preview of this board, because it is going to rock the boat. It's all the hardware that you get with it. You get a lot of rubber standoffs in here, rubber grommets for pretty much every layer you can dampen, which is great. And they give you some steel bolts that are going to go all the way through the stack. So these are great because in the past, I've had some of the plastic standoffs, which they used to include, break, and unknowingly I would be flying and I would be having my quad do weird things like twitching and things, and I'd go look at the quad and, well, there's actually a standoff broken, and the flight controller is kind of hanging off to the side like precariously and moving while I'm flying. So that does really strange things to your accelerometer. Let's see, we have the XT60 here with the cover. I always like that they have these covers. It's kind of nice. And you can also get a smaller XT30 to use with that. And this is also great in the very bottom of these boxes. And I use these for bolts later. These are nice boxes to keep around, or SD cards or whatever. This is great right here. If you're building this for the first time, this is going to help you out big time, because if you look really closely, and man, they even have some schematic here for GPS. So if you wanted to add GPS on your quad, like a lot of us are doing now, they have all of that stuff listed right here. So you have your spot for your buzzer, like I showed you earlier, the BB spot. We have the receiver coming in here. You've got your S port wire going there to TX1. Your VTX usually going to be on the front of the flight controller, well, actually on the back, and usually the camera's toward the front. And I did not see any wire, any type of arrow. Did you guys see an arrow for forward? What you normally want to do with these is plug them into Betaflight and look at it in the first setup menu for which way the front and the back is of a flight controller. And you're going to flash this with the latest Betaflight first before you start building your quad. And that's usually a general rule of thumb with building FPV race quads. You're going to get all your settings set up on there, and then you're going to start soldering things up. You've got the DFU button, that's your boot button. Betaflight, camera, GPS. That's great. All of that schematic right there for hooking up GPS. That's really nice. And we have the ESC set up here for motor 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. And then your battery in the back. So it's a super nice package. If you are looking for the ultimate flight controller right now, obviously this is going to be one of the ones that are just going to rock the boat this spring. And if you're looking to do a spring build, I would absolutely recommend it. This is a little bit larger than some of the other 4-in-1 ESCs out there. So whatever frame you guys are picking out, just keep this in mind. I'll give you the measurements from side to side here and front to back. So we've got right about 31.8 millimeters wide, and from front to back here we've got 36.5 millimeters. So you're gonna have to take that in consideration. Typically the 4-in-1 ESCs are only from here to here, so that would be about 27, right around 27 millimeters, 27.3. Let's see, this way and this way. It's just a little wider there. This is where it has this extra bit of PCB coming off the front and the sides and the back there. 29.1 there on the inside. That would be your typical 20 by 20 type of setup there. And it's just a little wider than 20 by 20 because 20 by 20 is actually the posts from center post to center post. So wide here, let's see, width wise we have 24.9, and the other way we have 25.8. Yeah, so that's the measurements on that. If you guys are looking to build one with this stack, I would absolutely recommend it. HGLRC just makes some of the most awesome stuff out there, and I'm super excited. I have 2 of these, so I will definitely be doing a build at some point with the forward FD F4 micro flight controller setup here. 45 amp, you guys. 45 amp 6S, baby. Let's go. So yeah, build a 6S whoop, guys. Impress me. Speaking of whoops, we're going to give this one away coming up very soon to one lucky Patreon on the channel. So if you join up with our Patreon, you can click on that Be My Friend link down below and get a chance to win the Mobula 7 HD right here. There's a little micro SD card slot on the side, and you can record 1080p with the Cadex Turtle V2 that's on here. This is a sweet rig. But one lucky guy is going to win that. I'm going to ship it to his door. But thanks again for watching my videos, guys. This has been the new HGLRC super sick FD F4 6S capable flight controller. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.